All right, and with that, we are live. Thank you,
No
ladies
problem.
and gentlemen.
Just trying to change up what the start of the game is. It's about
Well,
time I get the first strike initiative.
welcome back to another session of Buddha and Zionics playing games poorly. Tonight we are continuing our run on Apocalypse difficulty Remnant from the Ashes. And it's horrible. Oh god, it's horrible.
Mhm. Do you have the ice javelin spear thing?
No, I
Um,
don't.
alright. I do. Because I was thinking, one of us. Hold on a sec. One of us probably wants to have the ice javelin, and I think the other one wants. We want the other one to have turrets. Because the turrets would A, be continuous damage, and B, they would be um mobility impediments.
Okay, I guess I'll pick up turrets.
What was your two? I know you were playing with Doggo. I don't know what your second one was.
Um, Dog and Swarm.
Swarm. I mean, I guess the swarm wouldn't be a bad idea. That would be impediment at least.
Yeah, it's the ability that dude used an awful lot on his
Yeah,
quick
but
boss
he's
kills.
and I get that, but when it comes to some of these things, it's a little
It does a
harder
lot
because
of damage.
yeah, but it's single target.
Yeah. Well, no, it attacks everything.
Two archers.
Uh, it's three archers. Oh, god damn it.
And
Ugh.
she's down.
Okay, not my best start.
Nope. And I guess I should have iced the archers.
Okay, let's try this again. And it's Archer. Oh, arrow to the face. That's in. What's up?
Wow. Didn't imply bleeding. I'm going to take that as a win. Biggie's coming out of my side. Oh, I got cheated.
Where's
Biggie's
Biggie?
iced, but I'm down.
Nope, 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 nope. That is.
Yeah, she's being hit.
Ah. Yeah, I just got overwhelmed. Oh, damn. What did you do
No,
today, Zen?
I got cheated. You stab somebody with your Lego butterfly knife?
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
No,
whoa,
no, no,
whoa,
no.
whoa.
That's insanity, dude.
What
You need an
the,
intervention today.
the fuck were you thinking?
Zane might be a lost cause.
Yeah, that's dangerous, dude. That's outright seditious, really.
I mean, you got the COVID, you got people and people.
Oh, and sunlight? Oh my god.
Seriously, I could not recommend that less. Archer. 2 archers.
What the hell?
One archer's almost dead.
Oh, what the? Oh, root mother
Apparently
died.
she was being targeted.
Guess I was kind of evading back and forth in front of her.
Yeah, I try to not stay in that kill zone.
Ugh. Man, this game is hard. You know, the corrosive aura might not be a bad idea. Everything in here is going to be within the aura. Yep. Okay, thanks for letting us know, man. Talk to you when you get back.
You're not going outside again, are you? We might have to intervene if such horrible you're just saying such bad things with your life. Archer, archer. Ah,
Whoa.
apparently I was tasty. One archer down.
Starting. Ah, shit, shit, shit. I ignored the ads too long. Damn it.
Okay, that was me getting archered.
I don't know how much those turrets are actually helping.
Yeah, they're not. They're not. Like I said, for me, we usually didn't have too big of an issue getting to the final battle. And the turrets was more to hurt and impediment the big sword guy. But we have thus far only got to him once.
Yeah. The aura should at least damage everything in the room, because most everything should be within 5 meters of me.
archer. 2 archers. Whoa! Oh, what was that? I'm down. Archer is now attacking the mother. I'm up.
Go, okay, Harding.
1 archer down.
Biggie. I'm down. Rip Mother is being attacked. There she goes.
Shit. I mean, the doggo seems useful, but what are you using again? Corrosive what?
Corrosive aura.
Is that what the little bugs are?
No, that's the swarm.
Okay, so let's tag team the swarm.
The
I
swarm
mean, doggo
seems to do
seems...
a good amount of damage, but
I was gonna say that, well, the thing is I'm assuming almost all the enemies come in with armor, and so if we can hit them with corrosive, it's gonna lessen their armor.
You know, I have an idea.
Hmm.
What if I drop a veil of black tears in front of the mother as soon as the archers show up?
It's not a bad idea. Especially since everything except for big sword guy. And this is where I'm getting a little torn with my ice javelin is. What, Zane? Just just tell me you didn't go outside again. We worry about your health. Oh, wow. I'm already a fan of the swarm.
Yeah, the swarm does a damn it, pretty good job of killing things.
Archers coming. Whoa!
Kill down. Yeah, we have VODs. VODs of everything.
I'm down.
Take a hit. Nope, can't take a hit. Oh, shit. Oh, okay. Today's Friday, tomorrow's the weekend, so you don't need to sleep. Nice. Huh? Thanks for watching, dude.
Yeah. Hold up.
Yeah, I think
Doubling
the
up on
veil.
your-
I like the veil idea, but I'm gonna go back to the Magnum.
Well, and see, actually, see, it is... oh, actually, sorry. I'm half tempted to give up the ice spear and switch over to that aura that increases our damage by 25%.
Probably help. I mean, there's really only the biggie that we need to worry about with the ice spear.
No.
Yeah. So, just as like I told you last night, Zane, we're gonna be playing this for a couple hours, then we'll Then we'll switch over to Terraria.
Terraria.
We might actually fight Skeletron Prime this time.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully successfully. Archers.
No, departing.
Or down.
Nice. Oh, hello, Biggie.
I did not see him coming.
I didn't see him coming either. Okay, this is very, very bad.
Down. 24 seconds. Nope, archers are focusing on her.
Yeah.
10 seconds. We're about to lose.
Look at me!
Three,
I'm Mr.
two,
Basics!
1.
Oh.
God, if he could just drop the aura, it would have been like, okay, it's ours.
Alright. I dropped my aura way too early. I need to save. Either I need to. I don't know. I guess I could do something to increase mod generation. Let's see.
There's a ring for that.
Yeah, Spirit Stone. Increase mod generation by 25%. Mod weapon damage by 10%. Let's switch back to Osseous for the extra damage. Kind of attached to that Mender's Charm. 16 fishing quests to do. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, this fishing quests take forever. Especially when you're limited to doing one a day. I mean, do 300 fishing quests. Okay, that's just gonna take half a year. Oh, damage aura.
Yeah.
Oh. No, that's a little early. But that's fine. Biggie, Biggie.
Brute. To your right.
There you are.
I rolled. Roll! I'm fucking down. Well, if you could distract the biggie, we might be able to get this. That's ballsy. Roll.
Oh, okay. Got you up. Biggie's looking at you. That being attacked. Nice save. Hold! Hold! Oh, 1 second.
Fuck berries.
Alright, you might want to go back to the Frost Spear instead of the attack aura. I think freezing Biggie might just give us the edge to those 2 Veiled Tears. Being able to freeze Biggie in 1 swarm, I think, hopefully will be enough. Or do you not have the Veil up at the moment?
I got the veil and the frost spear.
I think we got this. Alright. Survive this time, woman.
Watch my back.
Using a heart.
Yep. Archer up. 2 archers.
3 archers.
Veiling.
Fuck.
We both failed.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. 2 arrows.
Down just as I was attempting to roll.
Up. And there. No, Root Mother was still alive. I just got killed the old fashioned way. Alright.
No, and that's just is. I think ultimately there's going to be 3 to 4 archers. So whether it's 1 at the beginning, 2 at the beginning, or 3 at the beginning. So either we take care of all the archers right away, or we take care of them later.
Well, and like if it's just 1, I don't worry about dropping the veil. It's when we get
Yeah, but as
multiples.
soon as I saw 3, it's like, oh shit, we need that veil.
Oh no, you're 100% correct. It's just I was planning on being the first veil.
I'll leave the first veil to you.
All right.
2 archers.
Veil.
3 archers.
Fight on. They return.
Veil. Oh god.
Oh, well, now. Hoping to hold off for another 20 seconds.
Yeah. My bad. Biggie coming in the right. Oh shit, I'm down. My stuff's still banging on him. close.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, game.
Time for a top off.
Now. Damn it! I rolled! Archers. Just one?
Looks like it. I went ahead and dropped my veil anyways.
Veil down. Biga should be coming in the next 20 seconds.
Archers. And Biggie.
Fuck.
Starting.
Using a heart. Nah. Down. Keep Biggie distracted. 2, 1, 0. Fucking hell.
Wow.
That seems wrong, though.
I don't care.
Well, no, wrong in that we got cheated.
About to say, yeah, the fact that we didn't get as many archers.
No, it's not that. It's hold on a sec. Oh, it only lasts for 18 seconds. I thought it was supposed to last for 30. Oh,
Oh, the Veil of the Black Tears.
yeah, because I waited till we were at 37 seconds. Like, okay, this thing should be up until the end of battle. But why did it go down?
Thank you.
Oh.
Shane. I have the information you seek. I will aid you. We will fight it together. First, I must rest. Look there, the wall. There is a path beyond
Oh,
it.
God.
Find the path. Then seek me out among your... I know the way.
Ah. Good for you, woman.
Yeah, for those of you just tuning in and have no fucking clue, this is how you get the sniper rifle.
Ugh. Apparently, the way you beat the Root Mother siege event is you bang your head against the wall until the game gives you a lucky roll.
Yeah, that's kind of how I read this difficulty is like, eventually the game will take pity on you, and then, okay, you win. So you got the box out there then?
Yeah, I did. Alright, back on to forward progress. Oh, man. Boss This is rough.
Sad part. Not even a boss.
I don't know. I mean, I suppose, yeah, 30 minutes isn't the worst one we've ever had, but there was the time we spent on it on Wednesday.
I was gonna say a couple times we took over an hour, but usually those are quote unquote end of boss game or end of boss fights.
Yeah. Like the end of the game and the end of the DLC. I
End
think
of
both.
game boss fights. That's what I was trying to say. So, the Dreamer and the weird Rudy thing.
Yeah.
Doggo.
Don't make me touch it by myself.
But I was changing my skills. Come on, we agreed. Anytime we have to touch the Red Wing, we're in this together. Sit. Sit. Good boy. Who's a good boy? Now let's go kill your kin. Wizard. Fucking hell.
Two wizards.
Using a heart.
Oh, go balls. Wow, there were a lot of enemies over here. Ooh. Took that one on the face.
Oh. That's right, I should probably get rid of that ring.
Oh, yeah. I don't think power mod generation is necessarily...
Well, for me, I have a ring that halves the distance but increases damage. So,
Yeah, the Warlord ring. Let's go upstairs. See if I can't put myself in a situation where you have to run to save me and then you fail at the last second.
oh, those are always good times.
It's been so long since I've seen a simulacrum.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, unavailable, what is up? What are you doing tonight? Well, what are you... Obviously you're watching us. Okay, that was a dumb question. How was your day?
Have you heard of Metroid Dread?
Yeah, I was playing that all day today. It's pretty good. I'm
Oh,
doing
speaking of
all
which,
right.
still having some questions on the Actraiser remake.
Yeah.
I got cheated out of the healing herbs or whatever that you're supposed to use for the desert people.
Mm, sort
I'm,
of. You have to you give the tablet to the lady at the volcano, but you have to I think you have to get all the quests done there before she'll show up at the island.
oh, so it is the okay, because that's where I was working on next, because the I finished off the island and they're like, oh, there's healing herbs here. Oh, that's great. I know a place that needs some healing herbs.
Yeah, no, you gotta. There's a lot of bullets coming in. So if I remember the steps correctly, you get the monument from the desert.
Oh, that's a biggie.
You get the. Oh, Jesus! There's a lot of bullets. So you get the monument from the desert. You give the monument to the volcano people. Then you have to finish up the volcano before they'll show up at the island. And once they show up at the island, then you get the herbs, then you can heal the desert people. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I
The side.
and there's a dungeon over here.
Oh, side dungeon looks like.
Yeah.
Just gonna see if we can't cause ourselves some more pain.
I mean, what's a life or yeah, what's a life without pain? But yeah, no, so I finished off the island and it's time to take on the final boss and I'm like, no, I want to, try to round things off. So I went to the desert thinking all is well, went to the desert. Nope. I still apparently don't have the herbs, so then I went to the volcano and obviously you have to wait for like 5 minutes for them to be like, oh hey look, we have a quest for you.
Yeah, that is one of the more annoying.
After he said Seth, I should have said bingo, but I don't know if he would have got the reference.
I don't get the reference.
You're the Grim Reaper? Bingo! I don't think you're that grim if you say bingo. Suicide.
Yeah, no. One of the guys that does apocalypse speed runs of bosses, he likes this side, so it does a fair amount of damage. Better than our stupid sword.
The biggest benefit of the sword is the range capability, not anything else.
Yeah. Plus the scythe is just cooler.
Besides, until you get to the point where you can actually, maximize the corrosive aspect, the sword, the scythe, it's just sort of kind of meh.
I'm kind of embracing the whole corrosive thing. Do these puffballs even have a weak spot? Or is it just their entire body is their weak spot?
I think the small face area is their weak spot, but...
Yeah, this game, Apocalypse mode is stupid hard. I feel like we're playing for the first time all over again. Like, everything is just... Oh my god.
I was gonna say, so apparently there's 3 difficulties. There's noob difficulty, there's nightmare difficulty, then there's apocalypse difficulty. Hey, simulacrum! And I'm the one who gets it again.
At least I saw it.
Sword dude. Fuck. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Little doggo.
Yeah, these swarms are really, really good.
Well, one of us do ice spear, one of us does corrosive. Looks pretty good to me. Society, free level up. Woo!
Plus, you know, the dogs are just awesome.
Doggo, doggo, burrito, burrito.
Yeah, no, we after we beat this game on nightmare difficulty, we beat a nightmare difficulty like, what was it, 2-3 weeks ago? And we've
I
just
think it was
been
about 2, yeah.
we've been dreading starting Apocalypse.
Well,
Is-
that's just it is, so we played the game on normal difficulty, obviously. Then we went to the DLC on hard mode, and that felt like we were starting the game all over, goddamn over again. Then we hopped to nightmare difficulty on the on the regular game, and yeah, no, each one of those steps was quite unpleasant for the first couple hours.
Yeah, then we did nightmare on both the regular game and the DLC because we were not in a position to bump to Apocalypse when we got to the DLC.
Especially since there's this one guy I saw online. He's like, okay, you know, if you want to take on Apocalypse difficulty, your skills should, or your skill level should be 600. We're not at 600 yet. I'm at 567 personally.
I mean, we're getting there.
Puffball kill. Two, three puffballs coming after.
Oh, god damn it. Oh, they're dead now.
That's good. Vengeance is the swarms.
Ugh. Balls.
Suicide. Who's a good dog?
He's the best boy. I always know when I fuck up using my Magnum because when I shoot the dog, they make a distinct noise.
Oh, one doggo down. Guess it's my doggo.
It's not too hard to keep these things up most of the time.
Thing behind us. Sorry, doggos.
You froze puppers. Got some glowing fragments for once, you dickhole game. You know, and aiming for Lato's armor is probably just a sign that we suck at this.
Mm-hmm. I can concur with that thought process easily enough. I mean, it's one of those things, kind of thinking back to Salt and Sanctuary, where it's like, you know, if you're really badass, you're running around damn near naked.
Yeah.
I still remember that one play where I was trying to run around at less than 25% encumbrance. I think I spent 90% of that game running around with just a helmet.
Just the pumpkin. Yeah, no, that self-imposed limitation of yours was a bit absurd.
That's 4 for you to play with. Well, that just is. The difference in mobility between 25 and 50% is very minimal.
Oh, yeah. Well, and me trying to stay under 50% was, you know.
See, staying under 50% was easy as far as I'm concerned. 25, that was straight up anorexia diet.
Yeah, you had to be... Because, you know, most of your weight was just your weapons. But I suppose there's always, you know, you really want to try yourself. You could do like a naked run. See if you can...
Close enough to a naked run.
Yeah, but the elemental resistance you got from that pumpkin head was pretty good.
Yeah. And you get it early, too.
Of course, you did die a lot. Like,
I
if the
die a
boss
lot anyways.
sneezed on you, you died.
See, the only one well, actually, there's always 2 bosses I remember having issues with, and it's that dragon, that stupid creek witch or whatever.
The Witch of the Lake.
Yeah, I fucking hate that boss.
Yeah, no, the
Almost
Witch of...
regardless of how much we play that stupid game, that's one of the hardest bosses.
It is always the hardest fucking boss. Even on New Game Plus, that stupid woman is hard.
Mm-hmm. Right behind.
He came from behind. So yeah, when I was listening to the VOD from last night, I was quite a bit louder than you. I'm hoping I got that fixed now. Of course, it's entirely possible I was just super excited and I was screaming at chat.
Both are possible.
So,
It's what
I
you
hope
get when you play with new headsets.
yeah. So if it doesn't sound quite right, please let me know. We should sound about the
Feedback
same
is
level.
welcome.
Alright, I gotta take a leak. I'll be right back.
Yeah. So, Zane and Unavailable. Either of you ever... Well, no, Zane might be too young for that. Either of you have interest in Diablo 2 game? boss would this be? Is this Gorefist? No, it can't be Gorefist.
All right. Time to get this party started so I can start being more amusing.
Hold up.
Retro.
Pray one more time.
Yes, oh, Master Mini Crystal.
May your glowing redness keep us warm.
This is going to be Biggie with explosive ads.
No, it can't be. Ah, you were right.
Count it!
But this is supposed to be the midway boss, like the archer. You're only supposed to be one.
Ads, where are they?
Behind you.
There you are.
Apparently they think I'm sexy.
I rolled into a corner.
Woohoo! Hello, Biggie. Whoa!
Oh, got you with the backslash. Roll.
There once was a Biggie. Ads. Whoa! Apparently I gave a hug to a suicide.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Well, I'm glad I switched to my boss killing set. You gonna make any changes?
Nah, just using my traits. Ah, okay.
Yeah, handling's next. On this difficulty, I figured it's better to get the vaccine done.
Yeah, maxed out handling. Yeah, let's do some vaccine.
2 more levels, I'll be done with vaccine, then I'll do handling. I don't even remember. I had one more planned after this. Honestly, at this point, like... Oh, footwork was the other one.
Yeah, I think I want to... I think there might be a few weapon mod ones I want to do. Alright, where are your ads?
Right next to me. More ads. Whoa, another one! Another one!
You
He's
summoned
stuck in a corner.
4. Okay, I think
Go
it
away,
just...
Death Cloud. Go away, Death Cloud.
Ads. Where are they? Where are they? Where are they?
No, no.
Yeah.
Fuckers. 3 are coming after me.
Oh no, 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 no! What the hell?
Fourth one after me.
I'm down. There must be 5 of them because I killed 2. He's calling ads.
No. Puckered butthole. Oh.
Ugh.
Cheating game. Oh, I was outside of that radius. I'm down. Suicide, he cheated on me. Sounds like he's running after.
He's calling ads.
Seeing him.
Reloading.
No, not that. Oil skin to get rid of the infected.
Where is he?
I don't know.
There you are.
I barely missed,
Ooh. Oh. Balls.
No. I didn't see him shout for suicides.
Yeah, you ran in there as soon as he did it. Oh God, it's like 6 or 7 that show up.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it goes up as it proceeds. So, like, the first time it's going to be 4, then after we drop a quarter, it's going to be 5, then after we drop a quarter, it's going to be 6. So, once he's on his final, he's going to be dropping in 7 or 8. That's my current theory. That is not one for each of us. Woo! Hello, Biggie.
Oh, I rolled.
And that's the ad call.
Ads. There's one.
It seemed like they think you're sexy.
Yep. I've gotten 3, 4, 5, 6.
He's coming after you, and he just called more ads.
Oh, no! Couldn't run fast enough. You call ads. They're coming around the corner. Get ready to roll.
Yep.
Yeah, they were like, there was no way out of that situation. I just died in a bad spot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, probably wait to summon Doggo until the ads come out. At least he can bite one and die valiantly.
Possibly. That's part of the issue, though, is what the doggo decides to focus on, then just doesn't stop. One ad. 2 ad! 3 ad, 4 ad.
You flash, so there might be more.
Not seeing or hearing anything.
Oh.
Oh!
Yeah,
there's 3 ads. I just died. I didn't see him. There's an ad. So, he's running. Roll, roll.
Oh, Oh, triple combo.
I'm not seeing him some of the fucking ads. Like, I saw the first time, but the second time it's like, okay, we're going. Oh, that's a... Nothing sucks more than a suicide suppository.
Yeah, no, I'll just mention when I see it.
If you would.
I tend to see him pretty regularly.
Well, he does tend to think you're the prettier one.
All right. Oh, bad counting is usually Buddah. That's ads.
That's 3, that's 4, that's 5! Fuck. I'm down.
Good.
That's right, be safe, use the stairs.
That's ads.
He's behind you.
Yeah, there was nothing I could do about that. The ads were coming from that way. Ads, he's running. He's got an ad behind him.
Fucking hell.
That's ads.
Ads. No, 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 no. Oh, that's a fucking... You got 2 ads to your right.
Oh, no. Stun lock.
I think the game's punishing us for getting close to beating this boss after 2 tries.
Alright. I don't think Doggo's doing me any good.
Nope. Honestly, at this point, I mean, what weapons are you using? Might be better to go to sawed off. Actually,
Yeah. And I was looking at the hive cannon too, but
hive cannon might not be bad, especially if you know there's a choke point you could just put swarm down on.
yeah. I think Cold Spear does work on him.
That I don't remember.
I'm gonna use Cold Spear. I'm pretty sure it works on him. And if not, maybe it'd be pretty decent usage to keep the ads or the explosive ads away.
Doubt it. I think the hive cannon would be better for that. Well, could be.
Almost certainly, but
Yeah, I used it too early. That stuff doesn't stack.
ads.
Fuck! Well, that's 2 ads down, I believe. 3rd ad coming up his backside.
Yeah, that was just a bad situation. All right,
Yeah, that's how I died. It was rolled past him and there was an ad right there.
You know, I think you're right. I think the better solution is going to be the hive cannon.
potential better solution.
That if you can put it down in a spot, that should keep the ads from, hopefully keep the ads from getting through. And you can fire a few shots with it. Ads. Oh, that was. No! I died in the cloud!
I was not in range of that.
Wow, okay. That was not encouraging at all.
Nope. No, and I think that's one of those subtle changes that they do is like the effect of like the explosion area also increases by maybe like 20-30% because I was out of range of that fucking explosion.
Shit, they see us!
And
Whoa! I'm down. Oh, there's one running past me. Glad to give you a hug.
oh, I got pincered by explosions. I need to get used to this. The oh shit.
You got one coming up your backside.
The hive cannon did nothing. Fucker ran right through it.
I was expecting you to keep moving, not be behind me.
Yeah, we need to work on our communication.
Yeah, no, I figured you keep moving away, and I was gonna take on 3 or 4 of the suicides.
Alright, so let's see. What kind of options do we have? Rattleweed might work. Let's try that.
So I'm thinking about going selfish since it seems like we have very little opportunity for the dragon hearts to actually affect each other.
Yeah.
So I'm switching out my Mender's Charm. Now the question I have is, do I go for Gelnick Charm, increase weapon mod damage by 25%? Or do I go for Polished Whetstone? While attacking a bleeding enemy, crit chance increases by 15%. Crit damage increases by 35%.
You are causing bleed damage, so
Yeah.
yeah, I'm thinking maybe Galenic Charm for me, increase weapon mod damage by 25%. The other option is the Radioactive Ember, increase radiation damage by 15%. And since my laser does radiation damage,
Yeah. So I'm going extreme. I'm doing Polished Whetstone Necklace. I'm doing Burden of the Gambler. And I'm doing Devouring Loop.
yeah, I'm gonna go with.
So I
Uh,
should be at a 55 critical hit chance. And that's going to put me at 135 critical hit damage. With the 40 or a 5% for 4x damage. I'm just hoping we can do it like we did with the stupid archer where we don't have to actually use our buff potions, but we fucking
yeah.
might.
Uh, the other option is to try and go heavier armor and try and tank a hit or two.
Well, hold up. The problem is, though, is... Well, hopefully you don't start nothing.
He saw me.
I believe in you!
Time for a top off.
Man, this battle seems really easy when I'm behind the cloud of nothingness. Go team!
I'm happy to report Rattleweed is fucking awesome.
Hey, cover me.
Oh, fucking. Ah, that pulled aggro. It's amazing.
Oh. Apparently your rattleweed went down.
Yeah, it does that.
On go too. Got a little too reliant on your rattleweed going, oh, they're just gonna deal with the plant.
I'm on it.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, God. Damn,
And that's a
triple
bunch
attack.
of suicides.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to get my, my mod back up. He's Jason walking on you.
Rage!
No, no, I'm trying to jump over the edge. I think I just
Please
killed
tell me you
myself.
died by fall damage.
I'm pretty sure I died by fall damage.
I don't know. Should amuse me that much, but it does.
Hey, you know what? Either it's the big ass sword or I can take my own life. I'm content with taking my own life.
They see us!
Well, Rattleweed pulled all the ads.
Well, all but one.
Yeah, you're gonna have
Over
to
here,
lead 'em.
Biggie. It's timed that horribly.
He's charging, and you got ads. Another ad coming up behind you. The jukes! The jukes! He's Jason walking, and now he's charging. Get ready to roll.
This game fucking cheats. 2 ads. 3 ads.
12 ads.
Yeah, no, I was straight up mid-roll when that swing hit me. It's like, no. I was still supposed to be in iframe bullshit or whatever.
I don't think Galenic Charm is doing me any good.
Well, it only does you good once I've actually made him bleed.
No, mine is double weapon mod damage.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I did polished whetstone.
Alright.
Ads. Ads are going after the rattleweed, so I'll ignore them.
They're supposed to do. He flashed, so there might be more ads coming.
Friendly fire. Got ads behind you.
They're going after my rattleweed.
You're supposed to think the other one's pretty. Ah. Okay, that was my bad then.
Oh, whoa! They didn't go after the rattleweed. That or I accidentally triggered it.
You accidentally triggered it. It looked like you were in its path. So
Alright, rattleweed is great. I am loving rattleweed right now. I'm not sure how much health Swarm is doing, but... Okay, mod power generation. Catalyst is my new best friend.
yeah. Oh, you didn't finish that off?
No, I haven't done Catalyst yet. Flashcaster and Catalyst just jumped to the top of my list of shit I want.
Yeah, the flash caster I'm still not 100% sure on. Yeah, I finished it off, but doesn't matter.
think there's an amulet for weapon mod. Just weapon mod damage. Yeah. Alright, I like the Spirit Stone. I think we got a winning combo here. We got a 40% crit hit chance, so that's okay. Not great, but at least half my hits should be critting. Which, you know, good enough for Diablo.
Mm-hmm.
What are you looking at?
I'm just trying to figure out if there's a better ring, because right now I'm doing Spirit Stone, Burden of the Gambler, and Polished Whetstone, which should put my critical hit chance at 55% if I keep the
bleed on.
which is ultimately what I'm trying to do, and increasing mod generation and damage. Don't need to pray, but I guess might as well.
Okay. Yeah, I just need to make sure I don't, you know, walk into any more exploding. Because honestly, dodging him isn't too awful bad. Basically, I see him flash, I put down the rattleweed, and then I start unloading with my shotgun until I get it back. So far, it's working pretty good. Of course, rattleweed's not 100%.
I don't know, your rattleweed seemed to do pretty damn well on that one.
Yeah, one of them came after me. But you know, it's fine. Come back downstairs.
Right around a corner, he was like, I knew you were gonna come that way. Rattleweed.
Yep. No. Yeah, they still trigger.
Got one rattleweed heading toward, well, one suicide heading towards you.
Yep. No, that's not what I wanted to use.
Rattleweed, or they're jumping off the ceiling. Ooh. Oh, thank you. I was trying to figure out where you were. Rattleweed if you're ready.
Yep. I'm stuck in a corner. Ah, you son of a bitch.
Woody woo. No prize goes to the fucking rattleweed.
Oh.
I mean, I helped, but that victory was all you.
Oh. Woo.
Yeah, no, I always assumed the low health on the rattleweed would make it useless, but it would tank all of the suicides, so fucking yeah.
Yeah, no, the only time it failed is when he went after it. Oh. Okay, you're gonna have to remember that one. That is amazing for dealing with ads. Ugh.
Sorry.
Wow. Okay.
Re-equipping. That's right. I
Nah,
still need to re-equip the Mitter Storm again. Yeah, no, I'm so surprised that we had to take on Gorefist. That should not be. You're not, well, as far as I can tell, you're not supposed to be able to take on both bosses like that.
well, I mean, there's a few bosses you fight in the campaign.
I know, but it's usually either Gorefist or the Archer. We fought the Archer, so it shouldn't be Gorefist. And Mudtooth is here.
Nice.
Why is Mudtooth here? I thought this was too early for Mudtooth. So, I think this is the first time we've had both Mudtooth
And the tree.
Yeah. Wow, I think we just might have gotten a god roll, and I don't think I care for it.
Alright, well,
that's bad.
what?
Big lag issue happening at the moment.
Were you able to... Are you refreshed? Oh, you are... Retro.
Guess not.
Yeah, you are lag spiking.
Well, at least we got the save in. What the fuck is going on?
Your internet sucks?
I think I'm about being done being nice to my fucking neighbors.
Alright, I'm gonna take a leak. I'll be right back.
What do you need, friend? Watch yourself, huh? A lot of deadwood out there. Oh, that's a good plug a book. Eat, pray, love. Well, I got the eat part. Come here, Stu. I'm gonna love eating you. I pray you like being eaten. How's enjoying that?
How are you being nice to your neighbors? Why are you...
So one of the things when I was doing research about the whole Wi-Fi thing, if you can hear me, is you can define the power your router is using, so low, medium, high. And high power actually doesn't really improve your speed or anything like that, your connectivity. It just makes it more likely for things that are interfering in your area that you'll kind of overpower them. So what I did was I put it down to low, partially hoping, okay, they're not being interfered with and whatnot, see what happens. But I'm assuming right now I'm dealing with wireless frequency issues.
a decision to make on
But it
Mudtooth.
looks like my download is 31, my upload's... Huh?
He gave it to me. I didn't kill him. I guess I have the item to trigger this particular conversation.
that so?
Huh?
Why,
I'm talking to Mudtooth.
Brabus ain't the giving type.
Oh,
Really?
you.
Well,
That should
I'll
be based purely on
still some kindness in that boy after
Uh,
all. I'm glad to hear it.
if you talk to him with the armor equipped.
I just have Osius
Oh, dear
equipped.
God. Oh, you did it once, so maybe it carries over. Guess I'll equip the armor. So right now, and it might, our Discord is at a 2,000 millisecond latency.
So, you want to go back to base and you reset your internet? I mean, we're at the 2-hour mark. I guess we can.
Because I'm really curious now.
I mean, you just did a mad teleport on me. Is your stream still up? Okay.
Yeah, but
Well, you looked like you cut your stream for a
Trying
second,
to-
so I turned it off on mine, but yeah, you're not actually up there.
yeah, no, I'm having some psycho issues.
How do, Brent? Got stories to share.
I mean, if your internet connection is good, it must be interference with the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So,
No, and
Yeah.
actually I said is I guess I'll go in and I'll put my Wi-Fi power on high and see what happens.
Well, don't I got a better question? Let's see. What would a youngin' like you?
Are you gonna have to?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, maybe. About this heliocopter, though. I saw this old
I mean, I wouldn't mind continuing going on Remnant, but you know, I kind of need you.
Yeah, no.
ain't surprised. Oh,
God, this is fucking stupid. Okay, no. Okay.
I'm at the stone. All players must be near checkpoint in order to continue. But I'll... That's weird. Like, it knows you're waiting at the stone, but... That is so weird.
Happened again?
Yeah. Can you travel?
I'll give it 3 seconds, 10 seconds for it to go through, maybe.
Waiting for another player to confirm travel.
This is why you don't buy houses that were built by Russians. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, we're gonna have to reset, so why don't you go ahead and cut your stream. That'll free up some bandwidth, because your stream is coming through. Like, I'm seeing me move around on your stream, but for some reason... Yeah, this is bizarre. Okay.
oh, this looks good. Oh, look at this.
Okay. Fuck this noise.
Buddah, come back! Buddah! your connection may have reset itself, and you may be fine, but the game is borked. Because like I said, your stream was coming
Yeah,
through just
no.
fine.
Well, and that's just it. Is my connection, according to this, is I have a 30 plus down, and I should be at a 20 plus up.
All right, let's just reset.
Yeah.
Let's just reset real quick.
That's what I'm gonna do. And like I said, I'm gonna go back to being a douche nozzle neighbor and put my frequency power at high, because apparently somebody near me is straight up trouncing my ass, and that's what we're at 8 o'clock, and some mystical reason 8 o'clock seems to be the internet is stolen from you time.
Yeah, no. All right. Well, while Buddah takes care of that, I guess I'm in charge of entertaining you, chat. I guess I could do a quick adventure run just to fill the time gap here while Buddah takes care of his internet issues. So let's go ahead, go to world settings, create a new adventure. Alright, let's go ahead and hop over here and see if we can't nab ourselves a simulacrum or something. Well, Buddah, goes and resets his router or shit like that.
I'm not resetting the router. Huh? That might need to be done just because of what I'm doing, but...
Oh, you can just bump your signal strength up? See, I figured you had to disconnect to do all this.
I'm checking right now. Transmission power high. Fuck all y'all. Here I was trying to be nice, but yeah.
But the thing is it's entirely possible someone else is doing a high transmission power so they can get a better Wi-Fi signal because they don't understand the implications.
You cut out when you said somebody.
Someone who may think they're smarter than they are doing something dumb.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, it's entirely possible that, because that's the thing is, like, old people are all like, this young'un, he's a child. They clearly know the internet, so they can set up my router for me. And it's, probably some, oh, God, balls. Probably some kid who, thinks they know what the fuck they're talking about, but actually doesn't. I know this because I used to be that kid.
Mm-hmm.
Now what?
That's the thing. That's the problem with technology is, generally speaking, you're smart enough. I mean, I was smart enough to be dangerous. And that's what a lot of programmers are like when they first get out of school. Like, they teach you all sorts of crazy shit when you're in school, and you think you're all fucking crazy smart, things like that. But you're not. You're really not. You know just enough information to be a fucking disaster. Generally speaking, and this may be true for other occupations as well, but when you're fresh out of college, as far as programmers are concerned, you're a liability for about the first year. And you need, you know, basically, and you know, companies know this. Software companies know that you are a liability. And you need to find a software company that's willing to help you grow past that. Now, there are obviously the few exceptions, but personally, I was only a liability for 6 months. But yeah, no, it's one of those interesting things about moving from college into an actual profession. But to be honest, I imagine a lot of fields are probably like that. I wonder if medical is like that. I wonder if like nurses and CNAs and stuff like that, fresh out of school, like if all the other nurses look at them and just go, "You can't trust that one, because that one knows enough to murder one of our patients."
Huh?
Whoa, 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 whoa. I was talking abstract about the liability of
Programmers.
college grads in general. Like when you get your first job, how fresh out of college you're about useless.
I think that's true for just about every profession, honestly.
And it certainly could be. And that's what I was musing about, was whether or not all professions have, because that's what happens with programming is when you're fresh out of college, you're a liability for like the first year. And I was musing about whether or not that holds true for other professions as well. And it probably does hold true for other professions. I mean, like, you know, like especially like in like the medical field, you know.
Well, that's just it. It comes down to a certain amount of questions, like how often is, aspects. Oh, here's a new blah blah blah. That's totally better. Honestly, I think back to my when I was in the military. It was after my first deployment, and I went back to this one unit, and they're literally reading manuals about what to do. You know, in Iraq, if this happens, this is what you do. I'm like, no, that's not what they do anymore. And to be fair, it's 3 months back from me being back in country, so it's like, yeah, no, that's not what you do. And it was hysterical because the sergeant in charge would actually read something, like the heading, what to do in the case of an IED attack, and then he would just look at me. It's like, okay, what you do in this situation is yeah, no, and that's just is. It depends on how dynamic the field is. Like when it comes to programming, hyperly dynamic. Yeah, no, you're straight up years behind post-graduating college. Okay, I'm in. Hopefully well enough.
How's your Discord look?
What? I'm bouncing between 44 milliseconds and 1,000, but I just did a fresh restart, so who knows? It looks like my ability to watch you on Twitch is pretty solid though, so
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, no,
Well,
that's one of those things. Is like once I start to lag out on my Twitch view, I'm assuming I'm gonna be doing bad.
You are considered offline as far as your stream is concerned.
But
You are playing Remnant though, so that's
yeah.
all right. That's go ahead and
I just invited you to watch. Don't know if that's actually gonna work.
we will find out.
But yeah, no, that's one of those things is depending on how dynamic your field is, depends on how out of date you are when you're coming out of college. And when it comes to certain things, like hell, let's be let's be us. When it comes to the humanities field, you're never out of date because they're always changing, but they're always staying the same. They're just stupid like that. When it comes to business, the only thing you need to know is, okay, how are the laws changing and how do you think society is changing? In which case, your leadership role should be X, Y, or taco.
Yeah.
But at the same time, leadership is leadership. It's been the same or the same thing for thousands of years. So it comes down to how pussy um your workers are. He told me I wasn't a good worker. I feel bad. Well, you're a horrible worker. Why should you feel good about yourself? Because my mommy told me so. Useless people.
Alright, well, this is just an adventure mode. I was just screwing around until you got here. I feel like you have some pent-up frustration towards me.
I wonder why. But I actually took no damage, so. Are you able to reconnect my stream?
No, you're not. It's not streaming. Eh.
So we can continue going for a bit up to Dragon or Ent. We're pretty much there.
Okay, so I can watch you like this. Alright, that was... Let's see if that's gonna pick you up. It's not. That's a different window.
Well, if you want, I could always shift over to the Discord. You might have an easier time showing me in Discord.
I can, yeah, I'll be able to show you in Discord without issue. It's just kind of, this has been consistently better.
And here I was, hey, I found the solution to our issue with the whole Steam thing.
Well, the thing is I'd have to reconfigure OBS to capture a different window, and
Yeah.
while waiting for the invite and then doing it that way may be the better approach, since we can refresh it after the fact. But yeah, let's just grab it from Discord. There you are. All right. Let's get back to it then, shall we? Buddah?
Yeah.
Well, just making sure. You kind of dropped off on me. Loading new game mode. Turn to last checkpoint. And I'm gonna refill my funny juice.
Mm. 2 areas with 2 choke points.
I trust you haven't ruined anything.
Not ruined the day of a couple of enemies, but outside of that, no.
Alright, very nice. Yeah, this is something that would have been explorable before we went off into the dungeon. Oh. Damn monster boss. I literally just walked through that area.
A game without monster boxes, just not a game worth playing.
I know. How dare you assume the area you just passed through is clear?
Clear. Lie. That's one of those little tidbits I hate when it comes to games, is when they have suicide bombers. It's just like, deal with it. You know, if I had an army of suicide bombers I could use, this would be a pretty easy game too.
Who's a good boy? He's gone. I really should pet him.
Oh, that was my good boy?
Well, like, I pet him and then he disappeared.
I was gonna say
Ungrateful dog.
he's gone like as I was summoning mine, so.
Oh. Oh wait, no, we did get our simulacrum.
Yeah.
I better say simulacrum, are you? Harnished ring.
I thought we shit, I'm down. Thought we got that one already.
I just picked up the tarnished ring.
I know, I'm just saying I thought we got that already.
Isn't that what we need to get our magnum?
No, that was the strange coin.
Oh. So the tarnished ring must be what you give to Cain.
No. Don't remember what a king gives you for the tarnished ring.
Can't be anything too important. We've gotten this far without it.
Honestly, I think that's what gives you Scrapper if you didn't get it naturally. Because you either get it through collecting like 50,000 scrap, or you get it from turning in the ring.
Gotcha. And honestly, respecking may not be a terrible idea for me at this point, just because I probably have about 20 trait points I would have used a little differently.
Nah. No, the only thing I can say on my end is the fact that we've gotten 6 to 8 traits, I think, since I did my refresh. And I'm not exactly interested in those 6.
Well, it's not so much that I'm particularly interested in the newer traits. It's more that
Well, the thing is once you get a new trait, you get 1 free skill point into that trait. So that's about 6 skill points that I don't care about, is more what I was trying to say.
Oh, you mean if you reset, you go down to 0 on all your skills?
Yeah. So when you reset, it goes down to 0, but since we've gotten traits, Oh no, I lied. Looks like there's only 2.
I'm
So
about to
yeah, everything.
say, I thought one was the default, but
Nope. Everything drops down to 0 if you reset. So.
oh, so I have a lot of extra trait points I could be using.
Mm-hmm. But just finished vaccine. So spread is gonna be next.
Yeah, no, I was looking because I got like 4 or 5 into melee. And it's like I want those back. Um, at this point, I don't think having points into Scrapper is meaningful. So that's
Oh, it
20 I
is.
can get back.
We're still not done buying and upgrading stuff, dude. I mean, if you want to get rid of Scrapper, obviously I'm not gonna say boo, but Scrapper is not one that I plan on getting rid of for a second. Especially since I don't know what I'm gonna be like, woo, I have a new 20, what am I gonna spend it on?
Yeah. And just leveling up more is probably the preferred way to deal with this particular problem.
Well, that just is watching some of those runs where it's like, oh, they're running around with the shotgun. I mean, that's gonna take a chunk of scrap to get up to level, well, at least 19 minus the simulacrum. So, yeah, no, we're gonna need a shit ton of scrap, and especially since I'm assuming that eventually we're gonna be, hey, look, here's a divine nectar or what have you, and we're gonna want a shit ton of scrap for just that alone.
True, and I get that. It's just,
Oh, hell, I bought a shit ton of mudtooth stuff too.
I mean, I'm at 60 of both. Did you do more than that?
Time for a top off.
Oh, fuck you, game. You have a lot of friends outside.
Who's a good boy?
So you're still having a little bit of lag issue, but it looks like you're doing a lot better.
I'm still having a shit ton of lag issues, but at least it looks like I'm doing better.
Oh,
What the fuck is going on? Why is 8 o'clock like suicide time?
I mean, you're sharing an internet connection with your neighbors, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you have cable, not DSL. That means when the node is under load, everyone struggles. Because there's only so much. The trunk has a max throughput, and if yeah, I retract my comment about you doing better.
Yeah.
Oh, balls.
And now I'm in the middle of a lag spike.
Well, the thing is dead.
Fucking.
Watch my back.
Ah, God Balls. Hmm.
I'm trying to revive you.
Seriously, coughing and stops revival? That's some bullshit right there.
Wish I could use goddamn EOP.
I mean, we probably didn't really
It's
need
nice to know that 8 o'clock. Huh?
I said, technically we didn't have to come back and redo this area. We've already explored it.
Yeah, but we could always use more XP.
What the shit? You're on your own.
Oh, you're dead. Oh, that's right. Gatling gun guy. Oh, I'm out of hearts, that's why.
Why haven't you taken an oil skin yet?
Because we're close to crystal and I'm cheap.
Now we're at the crystal.
Oh well. Yep. No, if internet's being this bit much of an issue for whatever stupid reason, I guess it's time to call it on this one.
Yeah.
God, this fucking dumb.
That's right. Hopefully Terraria will be better. It's alright, we made good progress. 2 bosses. Did you reset your router?
Yeah.
Uh,
What do you mean 2 bosses?
Root Mother and
Oh, that's right, Root Mother. That's not precisely a boss, but I get what where you're coming from.
yeah. So we are going
Thanks
to
for
be
joining. Sorry, my internet was under the control of Russians. Literally, it's the Russians' fault. Literally.
we are going to be cutting stream. We'll be switching over to Terraria. Hopefully you stick around. We will be back in like 5-10 minutes. Thanks for watching, and if you're watching on YouTube, do the thing every YouTube video asks you to do, but I'm not going to ask you to do. Wait, I just did.
Because we're higher class than that.
Thanks for watching. We will be right back.